Hi friends, it's Shay. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to share how you can actually use your planner as a productivity tool instead of some random thing that you fill out every single day. So let's just get started. So the first tip is to write down how long a task will take when you're writing things down. I think this is a really common mistake where people just have a really long to-do list, and at the end of the day, most likely you're not going to get every single thing done. Instead of feeling accomplished by all the things that you checked off, you feel unaccomplished. Is that a word? I think so. Unaccomplished because you have so many boxes left undone. So during my study sessions and work sessions, I actually work in Pomodoro. So I write down in brackets how many Pomodoro sessions it'll take to get those tasks done. And I also differentiate between soft brackets and hard brackets. And for me, soft brackets mean that I'm estimating a task to take that amount of time or that amount of Pomodoro sessions, while hard brackets is me actually wanting to spend that amount of time. So let's say if you're studying for an exam, if you put in soft brackets like 4, that means it's going to take 4 Pomodoro sessions to study for it. But if I put hard brackets 4, it means I will have to spend 4 Pomodoro sessions doing that task. This tip will prevent you from having too long of a to-do list, so you actually feel accomplished at the end of the day because you're more likely to get everything done for that day. My second tip is to put necessary details down. So when you have a lot of random tasks on your to-do list, if you don't put enough details in them, it's not going to mean much to you. And what's the point in spending time writing down tasks if you're not going to understand what you need to work on later on? So you want to write down like who, what, when, where, why, how in the planner. So let's say if you need to make a doctor's appointment, you probably want to write down like what time you want to make it for or what days that you shouldn't make it for. And that way, when you actually call to make the appointment, you know exactly what you want and you won't have to go scramble around for more information. My third tip is to prioritize your tasks. I know I get in the habit of doing the tasks that are easiest or doing the tasks that I like the most at the beginning of the day if I don't actually prioritize my tasks. So when I'm writing down my tasks for the day, I like to just brain dump, and then later on I either number it or write exclamation marks on ones that are most important for the day. And this way I can make sure that I get the tasks that are either energy consuming or ones that I hate doing first, and I leave the easier ones or more mindless tasks at the end of the day. I think this will also help with procrastination because most people like to leave things to do later because the task is hard or that you might be scared about working on it. So if you break down those tasks and make sure that you do it right at the beginning of the day, then you're more likely or you're less likely to procrastinate. I know that I have to do this when it comes to papers because I honestly hate writing research papers. So just yesterday, for example, I had to make sure that I finish my paper first, and I can't do anything before I finish my paper. My fourth tip is to migrate your tasks. So you need to make sure that you're not leaving any tasks left behind. Obviously, when you're planning, it's just an estimate, and sometimes we're not very good at estimating or things come up in the day, and you might have tasks that you have left at the end of your day. So you need to make sure that if you don't get tasks done for that day, you need to migrate it to tomorrow or sometime later in the week so you don't forget about it and you're making sure that it gets done. So on my planner, I indicate this with a little arrow or a greater than sign. That just indicates that the task has been migrated to another day and I can just forget about it for that day. My fifth tip is to write down your upcoming events. So if you use a weekly planner, you might have experienced this problem where you forget that you have something due on the next Monday because you have to flip the page in order to see it. And I feel like it would suck if you have a big exam or a big group project or something due that next Monday and you forget about it just because you didn't flip over the page. So what I like to do is to write down a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance to write down, oh, you have a exam in a week or you have an exam in a few days. And that also helps with reminding myself that it's urgent and I need to start working on it as soon as possible. I try to do this with papers as well. I mentioned earlier, I hate writing papers, and I tend to want to procrastinate on papers, which is really bad because more likely than not, you're going to run into problems that you need to go ask your TA or your prof or your classmates about, and that will eat up some of your time. You want to start working on it ASAP, and writing down that you have something due in a week will remind you that it's something urgent coming up and that you need to start right away. Tip number 6 is to get a planner that fits your lifestyle. So over the years, I realized that I really hate hourly planners. I've been using Google Calendar since first year, and I find that if I have a physical hourly planner, it's very repetitive where I have the same classes every single week. I don't want to be writing that down every single week. I feel like that's just a waste of my time. And if you don't have that many assignments throughout the week and most of your courses just have like 1 or 2 graded things, then you might opt for a monthly calendar, because you don't need to actually write down things to do every single week. So you need to make sure that you are using a planner that fits your lifestyle well. And one tip I have is that you can always make a custom planner yourself or buy one off Etsy, and that will make sure that you have a planner that perfectly fits your lifestyle. That's what I did for this semester, where I have a Filofax type of planner. So it's just like a mini binder basically, and the inserts I made myself and got it printed, and it's really nice because I was in control of the quality of the paper and what the layouts look like. So I was able to create a lot of spreads or templates for what I wanted to keep track in my life, which I can't get from buying a generic planner. Tip number 7 is to look at it every single day. So if you plan for the week and you never look at the plan, you basically wasted your time even buying the planner or even planning out your week. So you need to make sure that you review your plan in the morning and also at night to make sure that you're migrating tasks and getting things done, and also reminding yourself of the upcoming tasks. Tip number 8 is to bring it with you everywhere. So this kind of connects to tip number 6, where you want to have a planner that fits your lifestyle. So if you're mostly working from home, like most of us are right now, you might opt for getting a desk planner, which just sits on your desk and you don't need to move it around. If you are always out and about and you have a smaller backpack, for example, maybe you should get a planner that's really tiny and compact so it fits in your bag. The last thing you want is to have a bunch of different places where you write down your tasks, because some tasks will get left behind, or you might end up losing that little notebook that you were just randomly carrying around. And so many problems can come up, so make sure that you have a single central system that you can bring anywhere. I know not that many people are into crazy planning, but if you are, you can check out my Plan With Me videos, which I plan to do every single month, and plan out your weeks or your month with me. If you have any other tips that I didn't mention, make sure to comment down below and share your value with everyone else. As always, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video, and I hope you have a sunny day.